Hello dear students, I have divided the chapter My Childhood into three parts, and today we are going to start the third part of the chapter. The third part shall start from the 8th para till the 11th para, which is the last para of the chapter. So dear students, let's begin the 8th para. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. However, my science teacher Shiva Subramania Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. See, on the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. The small society, the small town of Rameshwaram, they were very strong in terms of different social groups. They were very much devoted in their groups. Suppose there were Muslims, Hindus, and many other more religious people, and many other more religions were there. People of many religions were there, and they were very strong in observing their religion. However, but the science teacher, his science teacher Shiva Subramania Iyer, he was an orthodox Brahmin. He was very much dedicated Brahmin, but he was a bit different from the rest of society. So how was it different? He didn't differentiate who is Hindu, who is Muslim. He didn't differentiate this. He used to tell Kalam that he wants to break the social barriers of people and he wants to unite them from different backgrounds. People may belong from different backgrounds, but they must live unitedly. That was his ideology. Whose ideology? The science teacher of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. What was his name? Dr. Shiva Subramania Iyer. So what he said Kalam was, he said that Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. So he wants Kalam to develop in such a way that the teacher wants that Kalam should be among those people who are the highly educated people of big cities. One day he invited me to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. Shiva Subramania Iyer was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. So one day what happened? The science teacher of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he invited Dr. Kalam to dine. That means to meal. He invited Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to have meal in his home. But what is the problem here? The family of the science teacher was a Brahmin family, and the wife of his science teacher was horrified. She was frightened at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited in her house. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam came. He said, but the wife of Iyer sir refused to serve Kalam. He was not upset. Perturbed means become upset. So he was not upset at the behavior of his wife, that she didn't serve Dr. Kalam, but nor did he get angry with his wife. He was not upset with his wife, and he was not angry also on his wife. What he did, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. The science teacher of Dr. Kalam, he served with his own hands and he sat down beside Dr. Kalam to eat his meal. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal. So his wife watched them from the behind. So Dr. Kalam was telling that the wife of Subramania Iyer watched them from the behind, and Dr. Kalam was wondering that what she was observing, whether she was observing that the way how I ate rice, the way how I drink water, or the way how I clean the floor after the meal. When I was leaving the house, Shiva Subramania Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again the next weekend. So when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was leaving their house, the science teacher invited him again that you please come to my house in the next week and we shall have again meal together. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was in hesitation because of the behavior of Shiva Subramania Iyer's wife. So Iyer sir told that once you decide to change the system, so Dr. Shiva Subramania Iyer was a very wise person and he was very much socialistic person. He didn't differentiate people in terms of religion, in terms of caste, in terms of any other social group. Rather, he tries to mingle them all together. And that's why he told Kalam that once you decide to change the system, many problems will come and you have to face those problems. So when I visited his house the next week, Shiva Subramania Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hands. So the next week when Dr. Kalam again visited his teacher's house, wife of Shiva Subramania Iyer served him with her own hands. See the change. In the first week when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam visited, the wife of Shiva Subramania Iyer refused to serve the meal. But in the next week, what happened? She took Dr. Kalam in the kitchen, served him with her own hands. So we can see the change in Iyer's wife. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. So then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. So India's freedom was going to happen. India was going to attain its freedom. Indians will build their own India, Gandhiji said, declared Gandhiji. So Mahatma Gandhi said that to inspire all the Indians, he said that Indians will build their own India. We don't need any other people and we don't need any outsiders to come to stay in India and build India. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. So now the whole country was filled with some inspiration. Unknown inspiration. There were no source of inspiration, but they were all inspired because they want to make India free from the British. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. So now, what happened? Dr. Kalam asked his father that to study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. So he wanted to continue his father's studies. That's why he asked his father to study at the district headquarters of Ramanathapuram. So he told me as if thinking aloud. So he was thinking and he told Kalam that, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. I know that you want to go away if you want to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sand? Do you not see the seagull? Seagull is the name of a bird. The seagull fly across the sun. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? The seagull, you don't see the seagull. Don't you see the seagulls flying around the sun alone and they don't have any nest? He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. So, he quoted Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's mother was very much, she was very much tense about Dr. Kalam. So, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's father told his mother that, quoted a sentence of Khalil Gibran, and he told her that your children are not your children. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They are the sons and daughters of themselves. They have to build their life. They come through you, but not from you. They are not from you, but they come through you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts. Yes, they are your sons and daughters. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, because they have their own thoughts. So, this is an extract. This chapter, My Childhood, is an extract taken from the life story of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I hope you all have understood the chapter. If you have any issues regarding the chapter, you can text me. You have my WhatsApp number. You can text me or you can call me. Thank you, dear students.